Hello, and welcome to episode 64 of From Impossible to Inevitable. I am your host, Megan Bauer. Thank you so much for joining me today and pushing play on today's episode. I so appreciate you being here and joining me today. So, for today, I have a reminder that I have been giving myself a lot lately. For whatever reason, I think it's the winter setting in, that I'm just over it. Like, I'm so over winter that I feel like I have been needing this reminder. And it was beautifully handed to me from a movie quote. Now, I have mentioned I don't watch a lot of movies. I have been watching a movie every week with my husband Jake as part of a little date night. And so I do that for him. It's not necessarily what I want to do, and that's okay. I do it for him because he loves it, and it's a it's an easy way that we can spend time together after the girls go to bed. So anyways, we were watching a movie and it wasn't my pick, which is fine. And the quote, so what was happening was the main character was a kid, and he was fighting with his trainer, and his trainer was just cleaning the floor with him. And he's like, "What's going on?" And the kid was like, "I don't know, I guess I'm just not in the mood." And the trainer just kept at him and kept at him until the kid was tired of being beat and started to actually perform. And his trainer was just like, "Oh, I guess you found your mood." And so this resonated with me because I've been feeling a lot lately like, oh, I'm just not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood. And mood actually doesn't have anything to do with it. It doesn't. If you're trying to accomplish something, if you're trying to get something done, it doesn't actually matter what mood you're in. You just need to get started, and you'll find that you become in the mood. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you never get to that point where you feel in the mood, but you are already doing it, or it's already done and you're like, "Okay, great, next thing." Um one of the things that I have been doing is I started a 75 art challenge with artist and illustrator Jenna Blackburn. And if you're interested, you can go to the link in the show notes that goes to my website. And if you go to artwork, there's all of this information on this challenge. And what it is it's 75 days of artwork. And you can see behind me, I have been putting them up on the wall behind me. And so I'm not there yet. We haven't finished it yet. And it's been a process. It's been, you're supposed to do something artistic every day. And what I chose for myself was a 5-inch square sheet of watercolor paper that I have tackled every day. And some days I am not in the mood. I am not in the mood to create something. I'm not in the mood to write a blog post. I'm not in the mood to do a podcast. I'm not in the mood to, get some work done on Illustrator. I'm just not in the mood. And honestly, that doesn't matter. At some point, we have decided that we only do things when we're in the mood. We only create when we're in the mood. We only whatever. And with something, sure, that matters. But with a lot of things, especially when you want to accomplish something, it doesn't matter. You just have to do it. You just have to get it done. And it's been really interesting to me as I have forced myself to sit down and create something or even stare at a blank piece of paper. Thoughts and ideas come to me and I become in the mood. Recently, I was doing some blog posts, scheduling some out, and I didn't want to. I didn't. But I sat down. I thought of this situation of this kid sparring with his trainer. And I was like, okay, well, either I'm going to get through it and not be in the mood at all, or I'm going to start in on it and become in the mood. So, as you take this short, sweet episode today, I want you to think about the things that you feel like you need to be in the mood for. Creativity is often one of those things where you're just like, well, I'm not feeling creative. Okay, well, start making marks, start looking at colors, start, doing something that's comfortable for you that you've done so many times in your creative journey that you don't actually need to be in the mood to do, and it might spark something. There's a few pieces on this wall, like this one. Oh, this one. If you're listening on a podcast platform, I know you can't see what I'm doing. I know you can't see my wall. It's kind of the perks of YouTube. So, where it's just a grid of color. And that was a day where I wasn't in the mood. I drew a whole bunch of squares. I filled them in with color, called it good, put it on the wall. So that counts. It counts. It's still aesthetically pleasing. It's still beautiful. I still love it. But I wasn't in the mood. I wasn't in the mood to create something intricate or to try a new idea. And that's okay. The point was to create something every day, and I did that. So, being in the mood doesn't always matter. And sometimes you can create that mood. You can create that mood with music. I know my mom, when she's not feeling the way she wants to feel, she'll put on some fun music and she'll just make herself in the mood. She'll make herself feel how she wants to feel. That is a great way to do it. Exercise is also another one I've heard to help people become in the mood. It does a whole bunch of chemical releases that actually make you feel better. Um, Going on walks, things like that. You can trigger this in yourself if you want to. And if you choose not to, if you choose to just sit on the couch or lay in bed or whatever, know that that's a choice. And sometimes that's an okay choice. Sure, chill out, take a break. But know that being in the mood or not is just an excuse. And if you're not going to do it, then just own it and don't do it. And that's a choice. I often say to my girls when they are, misbehaving or whining or whatever it is, I'm like, is this the choice you want to make? They've gone to that place of whining or misbehaving, and maybe they just did it because that was the easy path and they're just like running on impulses. And just by asking them or asking myself, is this the choice I want to make? It takes you out of that emotional space and you to make more of a logical choice. My girls know that they get more perks and more benefits when they behave and when they don't whine than when they do misbehave and whine. And so they don't actually want to make the choice of misbehaving or whining because they know it's not really going to lead to anything that they want. So if I can even ask myself, is this the choice I want to make? I'm taking the emotion of being in the mood or not out of it. And I am making a more conscious decision about the choice that I want to make. So ask yourself that. Ask yourself, is this the choice I want to make? Do I want to just lounge in bed for an hour? Sometimes that answer is yes. I'm not going to lie. I've told you, I love being in bed. Sometimes that answer is yes. This is the choice I want to make. Own it and enjoy it. Sometimes that answer is no. Actually, I know it will feel so much better to just get up and do things. And then you can make that choice and go forward. So there you go. That's what we have for today's episode. Being in the mood doesn't usually matter. You can create that mood should you choose to. And that is a choice. Thank you again for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.